welcome everyone and happy Tuesday. Hope you've all had a fantastic start to your week. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Clancy and we're thrilled to have you today for the 2026 Top 100 Graduate Employers Reveal. So great to see so many of you here. Thank you so much for choosing to spend a part of your Tuesday afternoon with us. You'll also notice we've set this up as more of a Zoom meeting than a traditional webinar. So if you feel comfortable, please feel free to leave your cameras on and get involved throughout the webinar. We'd love to see your reactions to today's winners. Today I'm also joined by my colleague Elliot, who many of you know, and together we'll be your hosts for today's webinar. Before we dive in, we'd like to acknowledge traditional custodians of the lands on which we're meeting today and pay our respects to elders past, present and emerging. So we have an hour together today and of course we'll be handing out awards, which is what you're all here for, but we will also take some time to hear from the wider Prosple team. So joining myself and Elliot today are Jeff Duncan, one of our co-founders and head of growth. He'll be talking about our ranking strategy. And then we've got Simon Gibson, our graduate recruitment and development director, who many of you already know. Simon's recently joined Prosple. He previously ran Ace Grad, and he's been working closely with us on the 2026 guide, and we'll discuss what's new for this year. Then we have Grant Robson, our VP of Sales, who will chat through how to share your story and brand in our print guide. And lastly, Emily Pomeroy, our Global Social Media Manager, who will take us through how to celebrate your rankings.
But before we kick off, we love giving away Prosple merch here, and we know from many emails and phone calls we have with clients, everyone seems to like receiving them. So we have a couple of hoodies up for grabs today. We've also got a $50, I think it's a Prezi gift card that you can use. So stay until the end for your chance to win. Who knows, you might have a redraw. We might not. We'll find that out towards the end of the session. Love a redraw.
Yes, very important. You do have to be here. You have to be on the call at the end to win. So you can't ditch early. Cool. Thanks, Elliot. All right. So to kick us off today, I want to introduce Jeff Duncan, Prosple's co-founder and head of growth. Last year, we introduced some significant changes to the guide. There was new career path rankings, value-based rankings. Essentially, it was a complete redesign, which we know was a lot to take in. So Jeff is going to walk us through why we made those changes, the thinking behind them, and most importantly, show you how our students have responded. So Jeff, I'll pass it on to you.
Thanks, Clancy. So I guess I'll try and cover the why behind all this, because there have been a lot of changes, as you mentioned, Clancy. And I guess why on earth after 10 years, and it's scary to think that it's been that long, but why after 10 years are we still iterating on and trying to improve on our rankings product? So Mel, if you can go to the next slide, the first and obvious answer is that we've seen firsthand year after year that students really love a good rankings product. You know, every year when we go onto campus and we give out these books, we just see students buried in it, and we just constantly get fantastic feedback that's really uplifting for the team. And so with that in mind, you could, go as far as arguing that all the time we've spent over the last 10 years building a successful job board product as distinct from a successful ranking product, you could go as far as saying that's been a distraction. And I say that because when it comes down to it, when push comes to shove, what we find really wins the hearts and minds of our student users is a well-executed ranking product. And so for us at Prosple, if we're serious about being a mission-driven company where we want to help our users make the best possible start to their career, we really need to listen to them, and we really need to lean into that feedback. The second reason behind us continuing to iterate and try and improve, there's actually been an exciting new phase for us. It's in large part come through Simon joining the team, and I'll introduce Simon in a second. But Simon, one of his roles is basically being the voice of the employer or the advocate for the employer internally at Prosple. Obviously, we're a two-sided marketplace. We've got students on one side, employers on the other, and we need to serve both well. But we've never had someone like Simon, in the trenches with us, with first-hand experience of what it takes to run a graduate recruitment program successfully. And so you'll hear from Simon in a sec, but through talking with him and reflecting deeply on the ranking methodologies that we've used previously, we've come to appreciate that the methodologies didn't always serve all employers well. And again, Simon will talk more about this from the employer perspective in a sec, but all I'll say for now is that I feel like finally in this and what I hope is the final change to our ranking methodology. We've finally got an approach that serves both students and employers really well. The final reason for us really doubling down on the ranking product is, truth be told, we're not really convinced that jobs boards are going to be around for that much longer, which is a pretty out there statement. But I and a lot of the other people at the Prosple team believe that with AI on the horizon, it's not going to be that long before students are not going to need to use jobs boards. Employers are not going to need them either. So that's a whole can of worms and a topic for another day. We don't have time to go into it now. But the takeaway is that clearly the onus is on us at Prosple to stay ahead of the curve and create products that are useful for both employers and students in this brave new AI world that we're all moving into. So if you can go to the next slide, please, Mel. I'll quickly jump into what the actual changes are. The two headline changes are, number one, firstly, we're moving away from the single blended methodology, where you've got one set of rankings and it's a combination of both popularity and reviews. And then secondly, we're choosing to rank employers in more granular sector or career path based rankings. So instead of just focusing primarily on the one headline list of overall employers, best employers, which covers all sectors, we're moving away from that. So Mel, if you can go to the next slide, I'll jump into each of these quickly in turn. So with regards to moving away from the blended methodology, as I said before, students love the concept of a good ranking, but in order for them to really trust it, and the trust is super important for it to be a useful tool, they need to understand it. And getting them to that point where they understand the blended methodology to the extent they can really trust it with such an important decision, it's difficult. It was a difficult one to articulate. I'm sure many of the employers on the call have experienced this when we've tried to explain the blended methodology to employers, right? So that's a challenge for us. So going forward, the decision's been made to phase out the blended methodology and instead break it out into a number of new rankings. And you can see some examples on the page here. We'll still have the most popular, and this is the closest equivalent to the blended methodology that we're familiar with today. So this is all the the big brands that have well-established employer brands on campus. But in addition to that, we'll also have specific rankings based on the real-world experience at the coalface of current and recent graduates at those employers. So you can see here some examples, a ranking for career progression opportunities, culture, diversity, inclusion, so on and so forth. This has come about through our user testing when we talk to our student users. And as I said, they like the ranking, but it's not unusual for questions to come up like, yeah, but what about me? I want to make a decision where I'm optimizing for, let's say, career progression. I want to choose an employer such that I set myself up well for career progression over a medium to long-term period. How do I make that decision using this blended methodology? And the answer is, well, it's difficult. I mean, we've got the data, but we're not giving it to students. So with this new approach, there's a very clear spot for the student to go almost regardless of what they're optimizing for. And we're not making presumptions about how a student is going to weight different metrics and making that decision for them in the blended methodology. We're just saying, look, what matters to you? Take your pick. Here's the list of employers that are best for that. Mel, if you can go to the next slide. The second big change is that rather than focusing on the one headline ranking that covers all employers in all sectors, we'll still have that, but where our user testing suggests that most users will be going straight for a more granular sector, or we're calling it a career path-based ranking. So again, it doesn't matter what you've studied or what career path you're interested in pursuing. We'll have a dedicated list of the best employers there for you. And again, this is in large part guided by our user testing on the student side, but we'll talk to students and you put this in front of a, civil engineer, for example, and they will find their way to the civil engineering best employers ranking, and they'll just have, you just see this aha moment where they'll literally say, oh my God, this is exactly what I've been looking for. And that's a special moment, and again, really uplifting for the team, and sort of what makes all this hard work worthwhile. So we're really looking forward to getting this out there on campus, and we're very confident that students are going to react very well to this. So with that in mind, we've got a bit of a teaser with some initial student reactions from our user testing. So Mel, if I can get you to jump across to that and play the video.
Right now, I'm like going in blind and I just know absolutely nothing about what company to go for.
It's really hard for me to figure out like a lot of the career progression and best culture if I don't really know anyone inside the company currently.
Our degree is super broad, so it's really hard to find anything that condenses even, a portion of that into a useful resource. I mean, it's really thorough. Like, there's a lot of information on here.
There's like ratings.
And they kind of have a run through about the whole industry.
There's employee satisfaction.
Pros and cons of a company written by the graduates there.
It's broken just everything down for me. It's got everything put into different sections. So it's got ones by highest paying, best workplaces.
There's so many layers to each of these. I think it's very comprehensive.
I'm very impressed with the amount of categories there are here. And there's also a bunch of diverse companies that I've never really heard of as well.
So as a design student, a lot of this company don't portray themselves as a design company. So it's really an eye-opener for me to see that many of these companies have design roles for me to apply for.
I like how it shows the top salaries. Usually companies are very secretive. They don't really discuss the salary that you're going to get. So this is really useful for me.
I mean, it's good because it's helping me know which ones I should just really aim for straight away to be aware of and which ones I shouldn't waste my time with applying for.
So usually on websites or something, when you see like, oh, apply now, you don't really see how good it is there. But I think it's really valuable here because I think it's from actual people who've been working there before and their thoughts and opinions. So it's nice to see an unfiltered ranking of each place. It provides a lot of value that you can't really get anywhere else.
Thanks, guys. So hopefully you can understand why we're excited by these changes from the student perspective, but I'll hand over to Simon now to talk through this through the lens of, well, what does this actually mean for employers?
Awesome. Thanks, Jeff. And hi, everybody. As Clancy and Elliot said at the start, my name's Simon. I'm the Graduate Recruitment Director for Prosple. Look, the slide here is just to give you, I guess, a bit of context around my background. I do see lots of familiar names on the call, which is brilliant. For those who I haven't met, thanks for coming along today. You can't see it from the Zoom, but there are lots of grey hairs here, and that's probably testament to the fact that I've been in this space since 2012. So I had 6 years at Ernst & Young, and the first couple was, doing the recruitment for the Brisbane office, and then largely moving into an operations style role across Australia and New Zealand. Then moved on to Rio Tinto, same kind of work, but obviously a very, very different industry, which provided its own unique opportunities and challenges. And during this time, heavily involved in the AAGE as well. So committee for several years, and then privileged to be on the board of directors for a couple of years over 2019 to 2021. Anyone who's been to these type of events know that it's a really collaborative industry. We do lots of sharing, so it's really nice to be able to give back. COVID came along, and I think we all pivoted rather quickly onto virtual events, virtual assessment centres. Everything just changed increasingly quickly, and that presented its own, I think, challenges and also opportunities. And in 2021, moved to APM Group, which is now at Health. So again, same kind of work, but very different industry again. And this was great. Like there was nothing in place. And those who know APM, think of it as an umbrella business with lots of little brands. I know people on the call have been in the same kind of situation where you're looking to centralize, but there's no process, there's no team, there's no structure. So again, good challenge, but also happy with that. And that led me into ACE Grad. So I actually started ACE Grad in 2017 when I was at EY as a bit of a side gig. And the purpose was, how can I help students understand how to be a confident job seeker going through a graduate recruitment process. I think that's what led me to Prosple with their student first mentality and making sure students have as much information to make informed choices really resonated well with me. And obviously knowing Grant and JD and Jeff and the team for a long, long time also helped. So hopefully that gives you a bit of context around why I'm here today. I've been in your shoes. I know it can be bloody hard work running a full campaign, sometimes with little recognition. I know it can also be incredibly rewarding. But with that in mind, let's talk about the top 100 ranking and some changes for 2026 and beyond. Now, there's quite a few lists out there that become a real fixture in our space. They do help raise awareness. They recognize the hard work that you do as early careers teams, employer branding teams, and also give students a sense of who's doing great things. What's interesting for me, though, is how these lists have evolved. How does one employer score strongly in one list but not in another? Where's the data come from? I appreciate each one probably uses slightly different methodology, and perhaps sometimes commercial partnerships also play a role in how these results are presented. That's not necessarily a bad thing. It just means it's worth understanding what kind of list you're looking at. And this is where the challenge lies. I think Jeff said earlier on. For students, these rankings shape perceptions. They can make a company look more desirable or credible overnight. But for employers, the danger is you can be measured by one generic yardstick. If the only measure of success is a single list, we risk oversimplifying what makes you a great employer. So the changes Jeff talked about we made for 2025 by introducing the different categories have been refined and further clarified for 2026. We've mixed things up to ensure that everyone can be recognised for the great work they do. So whether you're a large multinational providing an amazing candidate experience to thousands of students, or you're a single person like I was at APM, juggling lots of hats, but still trying to make sure your grads are supported and developed. Our refined process lets you be recognised what you're actually good at. Let's talk about two major changes. This is a big one. Number one, the biggest change for 2026 is how we calculate the most sought after ranking, which we've renamed reputation. Previously, as Jeff mentioned, we blended reputation with application volumes and reviews. But here's the problem. Application data has limitations. Picture this. You're a prestigious employer. You've got strict eligibility criteria. So therefore, you might receive fewer applications, right? But you're still incredibly desirable as an employer. Doesn't seem right to me that even though you've worked really hard on your brand, your process, your development, you don't get recognized because you don't receive a large volume of applications. So keeping all employers in mind, we wanted to address the issue. To tell a story of what people really think, we've shifted to a survey-based approach. The data comes directly from your target audience, students. We asked over 2,000 current and recent students to essentially answer two questions. Number one, have you heard of this employer? And number two, does this employer appeal to you? Simple, right? But it's really powerful. We feel this directly measures aspiration. Which employers do students genuinely want to work for? I think it's much more aligned with how students make decisions. And you saw the reactions in the book there. Application data has still been used as a minor adjustment this year, but we will phase out entirely in future editions. So moving forward, this truly represents reputation. The second major change is that we've completely separated out the review-based rankings. This is how you as an employer can stand out in multiple ways. Sure, look, you might have the highest pay, but you can be top of the class in other ways. And I think those other ways will always be important to your target students. Students want to know what it's actually like to work somewhere. What's the culture like? Is there a genuine work-life balance? Our review-based rankings answer these questions using verified graduate and intern reviews from Prosple on stuff that actually matters day to day. So it's from them. So as Jeff said, we introduced these in 2025, but we've refined the methodology for 2026. To ensure fairness, we now adjust for review volume. So one great review doesn't outweigh 50 mixed ones, and newer reviews count more heavily than older reviews because we know things can change. We feel the separation is important. So previously, reputation and reviews are blended together, which is a bit confusing. Now it's super clear. Reputation is your brand power and the aspiration. Reviews, actual graduate experiences. This is what grads are saying. So in other words, this is no longer a one league table, but it's a set of lenses which students can use. And rather than a single list, it's a much more rounded and authentic picture because not everyone is looking for the same thing. Not every employer shines in the same way. So as the video said before, it's about moving from who's the best to who's the best fit. So next time you're looking at top 100 headline, it's worth remembering those lists offer really valuable insights, but they're just one lens. The exciting part is we now have a tool that lets you highlight what you're really good at. And that's what grads are looking for. Employers who are confident enough to show their kind of greatness. I'll stop rambling on now. I think there's some really exciting changes. I can't wait to see what's happening. And this next part is the best to the 2026 winners Elliot and Clancy, over to you. And thanks again, everyone, for coming along.
Thanks, Simon. I heard that this morning and yesterday, and it still excites me as much as it did both times I heard both of them. Yeah, really excited about obviously all of these changes, and I know myself and all my colleagues in the sales team have been kind of vigorously speaking to pretty much all of our clients, as many as we can, about these changes, and like kind of feeling your questions out. Questions are, yeah, obviously more often than not how we grow as a business. So they are, yeah, very, very appreciated when they come through. So without further ado, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're going to start off with 8 of the career paths. Now, we obviously can't go through every single one of them because there's quite a lot of them. So what we've done, we've had to pick the ones based on, you know, where are most of the grads and students kind of going into. So that's how we've kind of determined where we're actually going to start. So we'll kick it off with, and this is in no order, even though this does start with A, with aerospace engineering and aviation. So in third place, we have Airbus. Congrats to the team at Airbus. In second place, we have Boeing. We've had a very challenging couple of years over at Boeing, so I know the team were really stoked about that. And in first place, cheeky drum roll, we have Northrop Grumman. Now, I know there's a couple of the team, I think Jasmine and Emma are on the call. I mean, one of my clients, little anecdote, they've been working really hard. Like the pre-register strategy and their branding strategy they've been working on has like seriously paid off. And they're very, yeah, well known in this space now, which is great to see. Well done, team. We'll jump to the next career path, which is probably one of the most competitive ones, of civil and structural engineering. So we'll kick it off with third place. John Holland, one of the tier 1 construction firms. Well done, team. Very, very competitive, getting into that top 3. In second place, we have ACOM. Catching up with the team this afternoon. I'm sure they'll be absolutely stoked with that result. And in first place, I know there's a couple of them on this call, the suspense is WSP. And Andy and Julia, yeah, top 5 for 5 different career paths, crossing over like mechanical engineering, urban planning. Great result. They made some really strategic decisions to focus on their brand a few years ago, and they're all really starting to pay off specifically for this career path. So massive congrats to the team. I'll pass it over to Clancy so you don't hear my voice, and so I can have a mild coughing fit because I'm coming out of sickness.
Thanks, Elliot. All right, next up, we've got electrical and electronic engineering. So coming in at number 3 is Optiva. Well done to the team at Optiva. Fantastic work. Number 2, we've got Tesla, which I'm sure will mean a lot to Elon. I'm sure he's watching, and this will be a very important award for him. And then coming in at number 1, we have, drum roll, Amazon. Congratulations, Sam and team. Sam, a little birdie told me that you have just returned from leave. So what fantastic news to come back to. Well done. And just quietly, this won't be the only congratulations in order for you today. So fantastic work. All right, next up, we've got mechanical and mechatronic engineering. So coming in at number 3, we have Cochlear. Fantastic work, team. Number 2, we've got ACOM. That's the second mention already. Well done, team. Absolutely smashing it so far. And coming in at number 1 for mechanical and mechatronic engineering, we have Toyota. Congratulations to the team at Toyota. I mean, such a well-known household brand with a lot of different opportunities for grads. I mean, being able to work anywhere from robotics to defense is pretty cool. And they've also seen some incredibly positive results across marketing this year, which shows how diverse their opportunities are. So congrats, team. Amazing work. I'll hand back to Elliot to do mining and resources engineering.
Thanks, Clance. So this is, I mean, this is one of the career paths that's pretty heavy on the West Coast, but there are some employers that hire nationally across this field as well. So we'll kick off with third spot. And I know that this person is on the call, is Newmont. Well done, Narissa. We'll jump into second spot. We have BHP, second spot for mining and resources engineering. And for first spot, and I believe that they are on the call, cheeky drum roll, is Rio Tinto. Congrats, Natalie. Rio Tinto, obviously, yeah, again, pretty large graduate employer. They've kind of topped out top 5 across like 3 career paths for reputation this year. So like chemical and process engineering was one of the other ones. So they're kind of core career paths, doing really, really well. The next career path we have is computer science and software engineering. Now there is a lot of employers that hire for these types of students. So I know there'll be some excitement around this one. In third place, we have Canva. Well done to the team at Canva. Not an unknown employer, I would say. In second spot, we have Amazon. A couple of names being mentioned with Amazon already. They've had some really, really good results this year. And in first place, for computer science and software engineering, is Google. Huge result for Google. They don't actually hire across that many career paths, but the ones that they do, they are very, very well known for. So they're kind of top 2 for their career paths of choice around like information tech, computer science and software engineering. So power of brand, they obviously have a very, very big one, but they're very well known for what they do. And I'll pass it back to yourself, Clancy.
Yes, thanks, Elliot. Next up, we're continuing with the tech theme with information technology, IT. So coming in at number 3, we have Accenture. Well done, team. Fantastic work. Coming in at number 2, we've got Commonwealth Bank. Fantastic effort, team. Another one that's been mentioned a few times already. Really great work. And then coming in at number 1 for IT is Macquarie Group. Massive congratulations to Ramina, Elise and the team at Macquarie Group. Fantastic achievement. We know that the more sort of tech-focused areas of your early careers recruitment is a big focus for you moving forward. So this is a great achievement that highlights the work you're doing as a brand in this space. Macquarie Group have ranked in the top 10 for 3 career pathways in the 2026 Top 100 as well. So obviously we've got IT, investment banking and finance and banking as well. So amazing result, team. Fantastic work. All right, and then next up, before we have a bit of a break from the winners for a second, is one of the more competitive career paths we have, accounting and advisory. So coming in at number 3, we have KPMG. Fantastic work, team. Coming in at number 2, we have PwC. And coming in at number 1, I wonder if anyone would be able to guess, we've got Deloitte. Well done to Poncho, John and David from Deloitte, taking out number 1 in what is an incredibly competitive career path. Deloitte have actually ranked in the top 5 for 8 different career paths, including accounting advisory, business commerce and management, cybersecurity, data science and analytics, just to name a few. So well done, team. Great to see that you're being recognised as a top employer in other career paths outside of the more traditional accounting and advisory also. Fantastic work. All right, so now we're going to pause the winner announcements just for a moment and hand over to Grant, who's going to talk us through how employers can make the most of these rankings. So over to you, Grant.
Thanks, Clancy and Elliot. And big congratulations to all the winners so far. It's an incredible achievement and you should be all very, very proud of your efforts. So we thought it'd be good to carve out some time to give you a sneak peek into the 2026 Top 100 Graduate Employers Guide, and specifically some what we think very exciting products that we've been working on to help employers solve employer branding challenges. So like Jeff touched on earlier, we've really doubled down on the rankings by featuring the rankings by career path, as opposed to just the overall list like we've done previously, because we really feel like that's what students want and what they need. So these career path rankings, they also present an incredible opportunity for employers to increase their brand awareness and be seen as an employer of choice within a particular career path. And within each career path, we'll show, essentially we will be showing the first 20 or so ranked employers, depending on which one we're talking about. And now what that means is that there'll be obviously very reputable employers will be featured, but there'll be a lot that won't be listed in the top 100 publication, in the top 100 guide. So if we take Coles as an example, they actually rank really highly in the overall top 100 ranking. That the Coles team have consistently done or put a lot of time and effort into building up that brand and becoming more of an employer choice to students. But when it comes to the data science career path, Coles just isn't a name that immediately comes to mind for students, even though they hire that type of talent. They hire data science graduates. So if Mel, if you can flick across to the next slide, like this featured slot here that we're seeing, it gives Coles.
What do you do for a living? Graduate at Coles.
But before we jump into the video, so this featured slot, it gives Coles an opportunity to change the narrative, to kind of put their brand first and put it on the radar of data science students when they're considering their career opportunities, and kind of tell a story that really resonates when a student scans the QR code. So you've already seen a glimpse of the video. Mel, if you want to click play. And
what do you do for a living? Graduate at Coles, currently working in the people data analytics team. What's your least favourite thing about working at Coles? That's a trick question. I don't have a least favourite thing. But one of my favourite things about working for Coles is definitely the flexible working. I absolutely love that I'm able to decide what days I come into the office and what days I work from home.
So as you can see, this short video of one of Coles' own grads talking about why she chose to work there, suddenly Coles isn't just a name on the list. It's a story that students can see themselves in. And we think that's a really, really powerful way of an employer helping shape that narrative and increase their brand awareness and become more of an employer choice to students that they want to target. Beyond the rankings themselves, there's also a space for editorial content. Mel, if you want to flick across to the next slide. So this type of content, it really gives employers an opportunity to showcase their best and brightest graduates in the top 100 guide. This approach, it also helps students kind of get beyond just the numbers and really understands what makes a company different or unique. And for those who have attended career fairs before, you would have seen this dynamic played out time after time. Grads will, they'll enter the career fair, they'll speak with the grad recruiter and they'll ask the really technical questions like, what degrees do you accept applications from? When do applications open and close? And then the student will then turn to the graduate and they'll be like, so tell me, like, what's it really like working on the job at your company? What do you do day to day? They really get into the nitty gritty. And so we're essentially just giving employers a platform or an opportunity to promote this message at scale via these graduate stories. Now I'd like to hand back to Clancy and Elliot to take us through part 2 of the winners.
Thanks, Grant. All right, so first up for part 2, we have management consulting, another competitive sector, which is going to be the buzzword of the day, I think. So coming in at number 3, we have McKinsey & Company. Well done, team. Coming in at number 2, we have BCG, Boston Consulting Group. Congratulations, Helen, fantastic result. And coming in at number 1 for management consulting, we have Bain. Congratulations to the team at Bain. Another incredibly competitive sector, like I said, in particular with MBB. So yeah, fantastic work. Coming number 1 is an incredible achievement and obviously is a true testament to all of the work that you do to build your brand in this space. So congratulations. Next up, we've got supply chain and logistics. Coming in at number 3, we've got Linfox. Congratulations to the Linfox team. Coming in at number 2, we have DHL. Congratulations, team. And coming in at number 1, we've got Amazon. So congratulations again to Sam and the team at Amazon. I did mention earlier that another congratulations would be in order. Amazon have ranked as number 1 in both electrical and electronic engineering and now supply chain and logistics, but they've actually ranked in the top 3 for 6 different career paths, including computer science and software engineering, occupational health and safety, and sales and business development. So this really highlights the wide range of different opportunities Amazon have on offer for early talent. And it's great to see Sam and the team being recognised in such a wide range of areas. So congratulations again, team. Fantastic work. All right, now I'll hand it over to you, Elliot.
Team. Yeah, we've got a couple more that I think you're finishing off. So we've got actually back-to-back relatively similar sectors or career paths, sorry, but there's definitely some nuance between them. So the first one we have is finance and banking. We'll kick off with third spot here. And coming in third is UBS. The team will be super proud with that result. If we go to the second spot, we have Commonwealth Bank. Which is a huge result for them. And in first spot for finance and banking, we have Goldman Sachs. So really interesting one, and they've also had really strong performance in investment banking as well. So she's good. Yeah, it goes to show that depending on branding and how you kind of market yourself and put yourself out there, students will, I guess, remember you for different things. So yeah, really great work to the team over at Goldman Sachs. The next career path we have is trading. Very, very competitive sector and career path, as we all know. So coming in third place for trading, we have IMC. Great work to the team over at IMC. In second place, we have Citadel Securities. Now, they'll be absolutely wrapped with that result. And then in first place for trading, drum roll here, we have Susquehanna International Group, or other known as SIG. Great work, Liz. I know you'll be stoked with this result. You're, in regards to like, I guess the brand awareness you've got in that specific sector, but you're also featuring like really competitively across 3 other career pathways. I know things like software engineering and data science and analytics. So yeah, great work to you and the team. I know it's been a really big kind of few years for the trading sector as a whole, but yeah, for you guys specifically. So great work to you and the team. And I'll pass it back to Clancy to finish off the career path winners.
Thanks, Elliot. We've got 3 more career path winners to do, and then a couple more things to cover, and then we'll be doing the overall winners. So please don't leave yet. We've got many exciting things to cover. So we've got investment banking now. Coming in at number 3, we have Morgan Stanley. Congratulations, team. Fantastic work. Coming in at number 2, we have Goldman Sachs again. Second mention in a very short period. Well done, team. Fantastic work. And then coming in at number 1, drum roll. We've got JP Morgan Chase. So congratulations to Anjo and the team at JP Morgan. Anjo, you and I have been working together for a while now, and I've seen how much hard work you're always putting in. And I know how desirable the JP Morgan Chase brand is to early talent, which is displayed in your unbelievable acceptance rates year on year. So fantastic result and very, very well deserved. Okay, next up, we've got government and public administration. So coming in at number 3, we have New South Wales Government. Fantastic work, team. A couple of massive years for you in the top 100 rankings. Well done. Coming in at number 2, we've got PM&C. Congratulations, Katie and team. Fantastic job. Very excited to see you there. And then coming in at number 1, we have Department of Foreign Affairs and Trade, DFAT. Congratulations to Toy and the team at DFAT. Definitely a pretty exciting organisation to work for, and I think that a lot of grads feel that way. But one thing I recently learned about DFAT is all of the different opportunities DFAT has available. There's a wide range of different things that grads can do there, which clearly I think that part of their brand awareness is starting to get into grads' minds. They're very much front of mind. So well done, team. Fantastic work. Okay, and coming up, I believe this is lucky last, we have law. So coming in at number 3, we've got Allens. Fantastic work, team. Coming in at number 2, we have Ashurst. Congratulations, Joe, Caitlin, and team. Fantastic work. And then coming in at number 1, drum roll. Ingewood Mallison, KWM. Congratulations, Brooke and Suzanne. I know I've dropped the word competitive many, many times throughout this webinar, but I really, really mean it when I'm speaking about the law sector. You all do so much to stay ahead of the curve and ensure you're front of mind for students. So this is such a fantastic achievement. Well done. All right. And that brings us to the end of our sector, our career path rankings. So now I'm going to hand over to Emily, who's going to talk about how you can celebrate your rankings through social media.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Clancy. So as they said before, I'm the global social media manager at Prosple, and my focus is really on how we can generate high quality engagement and awareness through social media. And from all of our work, we've really seen the importance and the versatility of the ranking badges online. So that's what I'm going to talk about today. I'm going to show you guys how you can utilize your Prosple badges. So on the next slide here, we will see all the different badges. So these are our top 100 Prosple badges on the left, which is something that all the top 100 employers will automatically receive. And then on the right here, we actually have the career path specific badges, which show your ranking and category. And these badges, they work really well across so many different channels. So on the next slide, we can see some examples of how employers have actually incorporated them into social media content. And on the next slide, we have some examples of how Prosple has used them in our own social media campaigns that we've run. So these badges can be used on LinkedIn, Instagram, your careers website, email signatures, recruitment presentations, wherever you want to showcase your achievement. And we're really excited to see how you guys use them. So do keep an eye out on your emails because you're going to get the badges sent to you by inbox. And if you are also looking to promote your ranking further, you can also reach out to myself or your account manager, and we can talk further about how to promote your ranking on social media too. So that's it from me, and I will pass it back to Elliot and Clancy.
Thanks, Emily. All right. Now we're here for the good bit. Not that the rest wasn't good, but this is the part why you're all here. So now the moment you've patiently waited for. We have already announced the reputation winners per career path, but now it's time to unveil the overall winners of the 2026 Top 100 Graduate Employers. So we're going to be doing a top 3 countdown. So let's jump into it. Coming in at number 3, we have PwC. Massive congratulations to Alia and the whole PwC team on this year's ranking. Such a fantastic result and very well deserved. When you're sharing the news internally, I've had another little birdie ask me if you could please pass it on to Rochelle because we know she's on parental leave, but this was a high priority for her before she went on leave and she'll be thrilled to hear the outcome. Well done. Fantastic work. All right, coming in at number 2, we have KPMG. Congratulations, KPMG team, Emma, Mia, and the whole dynamic team at KPMG. A huge congratulations on such a fantastic result. You've all accomplished so much and should be incredibly proud. It is a true reflection of the hard work, collaboration, and the energy your team has put in this year. So well done. And now the one that everybody has been waiting for, number 1, the top 100 graduate employer for 2026 is Deloitte. So well done again to Poncho and the team at Deloitte. I mean, yeah, we all know how much hard work you're putting in, and this is such a testament to that. Such a fantastic effort. Yeah, you're just absolutely killing it. We've already seen you in the list a couple of times or in the various rankings a couple of times today. But to take out the overall number 1 spot is just absolutely phenomenal. So well done. Everyone, please put your well wishes in the chat and congratulations. It's such a fantastic effort from everybody. And then next, we have the full list. Mel, if you want to, there we go. So this is the full list of the top 100 graduate employees for 2026. We'll leave it on this slide for a little bit so that you can have a look for your name there. But congratulations to everybody. Anybody that has made the list. I mean, I know that there's been a lot of changes this year, so it's so exciting to know that your brand recognition is so positive that you've made it into our first changed top 100 list. So congratulations. Lots of our clients in there, Elliot, which makes us very happy.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, and then I'll pass it over to you, Elliot, to let everyone know what's happening next.
Beautiful. I didn't know this was me. So I'm just going to read off the slide. I thought I was doing the prize. That's all good. So your rankings will be sent to you via email this week. So what you've just seen is essentially like the reputation award overall, and then some of them for the individual career paths. So if you didn't see yourself in that top 100 list, you might very well be performing very well for the specific career path that you recruit into, for example. And we'll also send through the graduate review, so the value-based rankings as well. So again, you might be a smaller employer entering the market, your reputation is not that big yet, and it's something you're looking to grow, but you might have a really, really good program. You might have like 5 to 10 people in there, keeping everyone really happy. So you're getting really good scores that way as well. So we want students to know about you as well. We've got the request for your badges, social media assets, celebrate your wins, as Emily said, really promote as much or as little as you like, preferably as much. And if you've got any questions around how to do it, what to do, obviously Emily's a great person to speak to, but your individual account managers will be able to support you as well. And if we can jump to the next slide, everyone has been patiently waiting. Yeah, just as Jeff mentioned, I just want to echo his chat. There is many, many, many more career paths than what you've just seen today. That is like a snippet. So just, keep that in mind. There's lots of different career paths there. It's very hard to pick which ones we actually have to present on.
Yes,
but yeah,
that means there's lots more winners. So if you didn't see yourselves today, that doesn't mean that you haven't won. So just to wait the info.
Yeah, cool. So we're going to spin this wheel 3 times. So as I mentioned earlier, we have a couple of Prosple hoodies. I know we're coming into summer, but they're very good coming into winter as well. And then we also have a Prezi $50 gift voucher. So we'll go one of each. We'll do a hoodie and then a gift card and then a hoodie, just to change things up. So Clancy, or not Clancy, Mel, whoever is presenting, can you please click on the spin and let's see who's getting the first hoodie. And you have to say I'm here on the chat. Hi, Narissa Kinghorn. I know she's here. She works over at Newmont. Are you here, Narissa? Please, you can have a little.
I'm here.
Oh, you.
Wait,
Of course you are.
21 AAGE hoodie.
Amazing. Awesome.
Thank you.
Love
No
it.
worries,
Congrats.
Great work on the mining engineering third spot as well. Huge result.
Thanks.
So if we can click again, we're going to go to the Prezi $50 gift card. Give us one redraw.
So much.
I know. Claudia Lennox. Is Claudia in the room? We need either a camera off and a hello or a message on the chat. You've got a minimal amount of time before a redraw is called.
Oh, I think we're going to have to redraw.
I reckon we might have a redraw. We got to open up the floodgates here.
We could pick from the chat. We could just close our eyes and go like this with the mouse and then whoever it lands on. Okay, I'll actually do that.
All right, let's do that, Clancy. Enzo,
Right.
Is he here? Oh,
I'm here.
Yes, Enzo.
Yeah.
Oh, so
Go
good.
Enzo.
I'm here.
Yay, finally.
Double prize,
Patiently
Enzo.
waiting here.
Yes, patiently.
Oh my gosh. Well, you get
thank you
both
so
the
much for
Prezi
being
voucher
online,
and a
Enzo.
hoodie, I think. Enzo. Thank you for staying.
Congrats.
I'm here.
We'll get your
Thanks,
best
guys.
details to post a hoodie to you, Enzo, after this.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for
Thanks,
staying
mate.
on.
Oh, God, that's really rocked me, eh?
Yeah, that was a lot. Awesome. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you so much for joining. Thanks to all of you that have stayed on to the end. Congratulations to all of the winners. Fantastic work. The list is on the screen again if you want to have a look. But again, we'll be sending out everything on Friday, so you'll have all of the details. And for those of you that are attending the AAGE next week, look forward to catching up for a wine and a chat. Have a great week, everybody. Chat soon.
Thanks, team.
Thank you so much. Bye.